Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming to my lightning talk. I am Pranay. I am one of the co-founders and maintainers at SigNoz. Today, we are going to learn a bit about how you can trace your vibe-coded LLM apps using OpenTelemetry. Quick show of hands. How many people have heard of OpenTelemetry? OK, a lot of you. And how many of you have heard of LLMs? OK, so we are in the era of LLMs. So I guess this talk would be relevant. Just a quick introduction about SigNoz. We are an open source observability platform. We are based natively on OpenTelemetry. We have around 24,000 GitHub stars now. And we have traces, metrics, and logs in a single pane. And I guess since many of you know about OpenTelemetry, I just want to highlight a few key things. It's today the second fastest growing project in CNCF. Only after Kubernetes. And the key value prop it provides is that that there's no vendor lock-in. There's a completely open source standard of instrumentation. So if you are vibe coding any app, it makes sense to instrument it with OpenTelemetry and get that telemetry from there. And based on that, understand what's going on with your apps, especially given that LLM apps are mostly black boxes, right? As many of you who would have played with LLMs apps would know that there are a lot of things which you don't know about. Many things happen at runtime. You can't test it before launching in prod, so you have to test it in prod. And that means that you need to have much better guardrails, right? And agentic AI is all cool and nice, but it breaks. And most likely it will, right? So what can we do to make it better? So I'll show a very quick demo on what you can do. So we have a SigNoz MCP instance, which is connected to a LangChain-based LLM app. LangChain is just a framework for building your backend. And then we are connecting it to a SigNoz MCP server. And all this we are monitoring using SigNoz, right? So in this scenario, where could the bottlenecks be? It could either be this LangChain app itself, which is getting slow, just the standard backend getting slow, or your MCP server is giving errors, or the LLM model which you're using is having rate limits. But if you are in this scenario where all these steps could be non-deterministic, how do you identify where is the issue, right? So that's what I'm going to quickly show you today. I don't have much time, but maybe this gives you a flavor. So I've just created the SigNoz MCP instance. I'll ask it, say, hey, what are the last 10 dashboards which you see? And now this is thinking. This is like LLM calls being made real time, which is talking to SigNoz backend and then giving results that, hey, these are the last 10 dashboards which you had, right? Now, this went OK, but there could be issues where this goes wrong. For example, if you get into an infinite loop case, and here's an example of what that can happen. So this I've said before this talk, where a particular call of this type is sending 40 spans, right? And what's happening there is that there's the LangGraph chain is getting stuck into multiple loops. So there's a tool call being made 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? While it should ideally be done in 1 or 2 calls. And this is what you need to monitor when you are live in prod. You need to understand how many times the tools are being called, how many tokens are being consumed, what is getting slow, what is getting fast. And the beautiful thing is you can do this all today using OpenTelemetry, right? You don't need any third-party vendor library. You don't need any other open source standard for sending this data. This is possible even today in OpenTelemetry. And you can build beautiful dashboards like this, right? Where you can monitor what is the P95 latency of your call models, what's the error rate like, what's the tool call distribution, for example, how many alerts were listed, how many services were listed, how many dashboards were listed. So I hope this gives you an idea of what this means. And I urge all of you to check out OpenTelemetry and how you can use this to get a better idea of what is possible today with LLM monitoring, right? So quick summary, LLMs are non-deterministics. You need to test in prod. Observability shows you where the agents misbehave. So you need to have good observability in place for your applications. If you set up good alerts and guardrails, you are able to know where things are going wrong, and probably you can take steps. And if you understand these bottlenecks, you can improve your user experience. That's all from me. If you're interested to learn more about observability for LLMs, come visit us in booth 1372. Thank you. And I'll be around. Feel free to reach out to me if you want.